Can you say dynasty? The Highlanders are back-to-back state champions. The Highlanders polished off Benjamin to capture their third state lacrosse championship in 4 seasons last spring. For 6 members of the squad, off-season lacrosse cross-training means trading in the sticks for shin guards on the varsity soccer team. These aren't just run-of-the-mill players. Virtually all these young men are key starters and will be playing high-level NCAA lacrosse.
I think these are certainly the leaders on our lacrosse team. Most of them had been on the team since their freshman year. If not, there'll be 3-year players and contributors to our team. So there's no doubt. There's some, I think Reed was our leading scorer. Kyle was second in scoring. Griff was certainly our best defenseman. Don is one of the biggest players on our team in between the lines. So it's our best guys out there. And Jackson did what he did last year as a sophomore and had a really good season. I think he might have been in the top 4 scoring, if not in the top 3. So yeah, it's our best guys.
Let's get Jackson a little bit higher up.
And they are among the best on the pitch as well. All have had starting roles, and the groundwork was laid by the first few lacrosse players who crossed over 4 years ago.
It's these kids that are here now that kind of saw that, and they really, Jackson, Reed, Don, Griff, Kyle, Tiger, they saw that and they just kind of said, hey, let's just start playing soccer. So I think they were 8th graders at the time, and they were playing on the 8th grade team. They won the championship, had a good year, and then it just kind of translated and they just kept playing. So we've had them ever since, and they've been great assets to the program.
I mean, soccer is just a really fun sport. A lot of lacrosse players, we just tried to transition over to soccer just to get an extra sport under our belt. And as a kid, I played soccer, and I quit in 6th grade, and I decided to pick it back up because I had a few friends on the team, so I decided to give it another shot a few years ago.
But we got to play hard, and we got to dominate in between the lines. You understand that?
I've got the full support of Chris, which obviously without that, we wouldn't have these guys. I think he also knows that I understand their first sport is lacrosse. So there's times when they miss things because they have showcases on the weekends or whatever, similar to the soccer guys as well. But we've got a good relationship. I'll text him, hey, so-and-so did really well tonight, and he loves it. He loves to see that those guys are involved in the school, supporting everything that we do here.
He's supportive dual sport athletes. If we're not playing 2 sports, he really wants us to hit the gym, stay in shape, but he loves the fact that we play soccer. It really helps our lacrosse game.
It makes them better. And I think the most important thing is you're allowing kids to be kids and just to have fun playing. I think, that's one thing in our day and age growing up, you played everything and you just wanted to play everything and you went from season to season. And now, I don't know the reason for it, but there's just, maybe it's perhaps all the colleges and opportunities to go get scholarships and stuff like that, but now there's just a lot more specialization.
While the skill sets feature obvious differences, lacrosse and soccer do have some similarities.
It's really similar for me because lacrosse I play midfield where it's just you sprint on the field, come out the field, and it's the same for center back on soccer. I mean, you kick the ball over your head and it's a sprint down to it, pass it on your teammates.
Running's more straight in soccer because it's more of I'll go through on a through ball or something, but definitely when I'm reading a defender, when I'm about to like in lacrosse, I'll dodge him, I'll read his hips or his feet, but in soccer I'll kind of look at the same aspects and try to use my quickness to get around them or something like that.
Well, I think you got, the coordination, footwork I think is big. Athleticism in soccer is a big deal.
I mean, the pace of play, the fluidity of it is a big one. We've seen a few little things that we've had to tweak that don't necessarily translate. One of which is the physicality of the game.
I think what probably Coach Mills would say our guys bring to that team is maybe a little bit of toughness coming from lacrosse, which is more of a contact sport than soccer.
Where the ball is. What a good hit. Somebody got blown up.
I think in lacrosse you can really hit the man almost.
On the head.
Yeah, exactly. So, and obviously you can't do that in soccer. So we've had to rein in these guys a little bit.
Soccer, much more contact sport than you think. Going in, I didn't really think it'd be such a physical sport, but you can get pretty hurt out there.
The physicality is a lot different in lacrosse. You're constantly hitting each other and you're constantly just going at each other. But in soccer, it's a lot less more physical. And in soccer, you still get some big hits, but you don't get the big collisions like you do in lacrosse.
In addition to their tough and physical presence, these lads bring something far more valuable to their soccer team, and that's their championship pedigree.
They don't know how to lose, and that's something you can't teach, you can't coach that. Winning is a habit and becomes a habit, and for these guys it is, because they don't lose a lot in lacrosse. They've won state championships, and I often draw on that and draw on their leadership from that.
That's the one thing I can say about Reed Thedford, I can say about a Griff Calgary, Don Edson, Jackson Colley, and those guys, is that they're winners. They're guys you want on your team. There's guys that, you know, when the going gets tough, man, they figure out a way to win, and they figure out a way to get it done. And you know, hopefully, if they're bringing that type of attitude and a little bit of that swagger to the soccer team, great.
We hate losing. I've never lost a state championship. I don't expect to lose one this year, and especially like it definitely like carries on to soccer. Like no one's gonna outwork us. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, I mean, it's different in soccer because like we had draws too, and draws feel like losses to us too because we never draw in like lacrosse, either win or lose. So, sure. I mean, we take it personal, and we're just trying to go far this year, both in soccer and lacrosse.
These Highlanders rule the fastest game on 2 feet, but relish their involvement with the beautiful game.
They really do love it, whether it's FIFA or, you know, watching the EPL games on the weekend. They love it. They get into it. They all have fantasy teams. I think for them, a lot of it is because lacrosse is such a specialized thing for them that soccer is almost their thing, that they just kind of get to go out there and have fun. There's no pressure on them. They don't have to worry about getting into college for it because they're playing college lacrosse.
You can see we're knocking it around a little bit. Okay.
I mean, they just got a love for the game, and you know, certainly I think it's great. I'm big in support of it, and you know, if it helps the team and those guys are enjoying doing it, I think it's great. I think they're going to get enough of me and enough of lacrosse in the spring. This is a good break for them.
Run! 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 Run!